Hi, this guide is to get the best images out of AutoCAD or some of the AutoCAD verticals like AutoCAD mechanical or electrical or even Civil 3D. Basically what you want to do is bring up your drawing in that AutoCAD product. I'm going to use for this purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to use Civil 3D and the Planometrics starting drawing because it has some decent line work and gives you the basic overall idea with using AutoCAD and trying to get the best imagery from that. Alright, we've got the drawing up. I've got a selection here. Now, as far as plotting, that's what we're going to actually be doing. We're not going to export to PDF. If you'll notice, there's export and there's a PDF option here. We're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to print and plot. You can also simply just type in plot. Now here comes the plot menu here. If you noticed on some of your profiles, if it's been reset, you'll look more like this. Be sure to expand it over. You want to select the monochrome CTB. That is if you want some black and white images to put into your portfolio here, and you don't want some of the color lines and details showing up. Alright, now that that's selected, what you want to do is drop this down. Now you'll notice that there's Adobe PDF. Do not select that one. What we're looking for is DWG to PDF. Has a little bit better options that Autodesk has made. If you'll notice right here, the plotter by Autodesk. Right? We're going to leave some of the properties alone since some of the default properties are just fine the way they are. What we're going to want to do is change to a ANSI B. If you'll notice in the selection here, there's 11 by 17 and 17 by 11. It's very important that you select 17 by 11 if you want to go for a landscape aspect. Notice the little picture here. Right? We can either do what to plot, either display, or we can do it by window. And by window, we can go ahead and do a selection. I would suggest this if you're going to only do like a little detailed selection and you want that for your image in your portfolio, use this method. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do a little window here. Link. Alright. And we can do a preview of that. You can see that this is my selection right here. Now don't be fearful of all the jagged lines or the aliasing that's happening here. It's all those jagged lines and they're not smooth. Alright, this is just the preview window. Okay, we'll click OK now. Now that we've seen that that's what we want for our selection, you'll see the PDF option. What I would suggest here is if you have a 3D model in AutoCAD and you want to have a top view or side view, whatever view, be sure to label it here. The model space has already been listed here, if you can see that. I'm just going to go with the default here. And I'll actually label it with edited, since it is edited. Alright, we'll save that. If you ever you're keeping on working and ask you to overwrite, go ahead and overwrite. That is unless you want to keep that file. Now automatically Adobe Reader comes right up because that's the default reader for PDF documents. Alright, we're gonna hit cancel. Then we're gonna go ahead and close out. Now one tip for you is in the file dialog menu, save as other. If it only shows text in Word, you're in the wrong spot. So close that out. We want to browse to where we've been saving our files at, preferably on your U drive, where you can work and we can back up those files. And if you notice, there's a PDF document right here. All right, we want to select it, right-click on it, and we want to go to the Open With dialog. Now, if you'll notice, there's Adobe Acrobat and Adobe Reader, two different major products. Okay, Acrobat gives you a lot more options of what you can do over the basic Reader. We'll open it up with that. If you can see, there's our drawing. Then what we'll want to do is go to File, Save as Other, Image. Now, if you notice how there's a lot more options here, well, we're going to go to Image, then we're going to go to JPEG. Now, you can do PNG. PNG tends to be a little bit lossless. There's a debate about that. But what we're going to do is we're going to aim for this because there's some settings that we can go ahead and set. You'll click the Settings button, in case you didn't catch that. Right underneath where you can name it is Settings. Now, grayscale, color, and format. What we want to do is we want to set those to the maximum. I think by default it goes to medium, but we'll set those to maximum. Format optimized, okay? And by resolution, we want to go ahead and do 300. Any higher, we're going to run into a little bit of troubles. And if I noticed from doing some extensive testing that if you go to 600, you're going to actually have some weirdness happening and a lot of performance issues. So we'll just go with 300 because it's just going to be fine, especially if we're only doing a detailed selection. All right, we'll go to click OK, and then we'll go ahead and save it. And we'll save this, once again I'll reiterate, into our U drive, into a specified folder for our portfolio. Alright, it's been exported. I'll click on over to our folder here, and I can go ahead and open that up. As you can see, it's pretty decent. We can zoom in, and you can see that it starts to get a little jagged when you zoom in pretty far. But as you can see, kind of zoomed out, you can see that the curved lines are actually pretty nice. Alright, we'll go and close that down. Now we'll go ahead and open up PowerPoint. Now I already have it on design here, but you'll go to the Insert tab, and this is using that template that your instructor has dictated for the portfolio class. Right? Go to Insert, Picture. We'll browse to where our picture is, and Insert. Now sometimes, depending on how much data there is, it might take just a little bit. But if you noticed, it came up pretty quickly. What we can do is kind of move it around. If you notice, it kind of hops around because we've got a lot of data there. You can resize, whatnot. Or even, for that matter, you can go to crop. Say I wanted to crop this down just a little bit. Only include just a little in this. Now if you notice how it's running kind of slow, that's due to the fact that we've got a pretty good image for your portfolio. I'll only use this section here. We'll hit it. We'll click off the screen here, and there we go. Now this was for AutoCAD, Civil 3D, and Electrical AutoCAD. And if you have any questions, you can either direct them to tech support, and we'll be able to help you.